Good morning and thank you for coming to the channel. My name is Frankie and today we're going to be talking about Amazon Flex. It's 4 o'clock in the morning where I am. I decided to do an early delivery before I have to get back home and take my kids to school. So I figured I'd give you the basics of how Amazon Flex works. So the way it works is you get a location, and based off that location you have to be there by a certain time. If you're not there by a certain time, what they'll do is they'll cancel your block. You could be like 2 minutes away. If you're not there and put "I've parked," then they'll cancel your block. So most people are wondering how much you make off of Amazon Prime. It depends on the block. You could get a 3-hour block, a 4-hour block, but I found that on average you get about $20 per hour, and it is possible to finish your blocks on time, but you will have to do certain things to make sure you get those done on time. I'm probably going to make another video explaining some of the shortcuts that you can do in order to finish your blocks on time. If you've never been to my channel before, please like or subscribe. I try to update regularly, so please support my channel. So the way it works is you drive to the location. It'll come up on the app. It'll say that you have a block. It'll tell you what time your block is. It'll give you the directions. So I always push the directions because sometimes there's more than one hub, which is the location where you pick up your packages, and the same place, like area. So it'll be based off of a city. So right now I'm actually going to Seffner. It's actually the closest to where I live. So I'm driving over there, and they have two in Seffner. I went to the wrong one once, so I don't want to do that anymore. So what I do is I just go ahead and hit the navigation button, and then it'll take you all the way there. You put "I've parked." Once you've parked, you have to, depends on the location, sometimes you drive inside of a building and you wait to get a cart, and it's full of the packages you're going to need for your block. And sometimes you have to get out of your car and you have to go stand in line. You have to take your driver's license, scan it and check in, then stand in line, and then they're going to give you your cart. Once you get your cart, you scan the label that's on the cart. It says that, okay, this is your cart and this is your route. Then after you receive your route, you have to take the packages to your car, and you have to scan each package one by one and put them in your car. Now there's going to be a yellow sticker on there. That yellow sticker, the first number on that yellow sticker, it's going to tell you which package is going to be first, which package is going to be last. That helps out a lot so that you can put the first ones like in your front seat or in your back seat so that they're easily accessible. Or a lot of times when you get the big boxes, sometimes you're going to have to put them in your trunk. But if you have an SUV, you don't have to worry about that. I have a car, so I do have to use my trunk. But anyway, if you put them in order, it'll make things a lot easier, and it'll make your route a lot faster so that you can finish on time. Because there's a lot of barriers that you can run into that could delay your route. And Amazon is only going to pay you for the amount of hours that you're scheduled for, such as 3 hours. So it doesn't matter if it takes you 4. They're still only going to pay you for 3 if you signed up for a 3-hour block. So remember that. Use your time wisely. Put things in order. That way you can get them done as quick as possible. Like I said, you're going to run into hurdles and so forth. I'm going to make a whole video on that. But for example, where I live at, sometimes you run into trains. There's nothing you can do about a train. You just sit there, you wait. School buses, nothing you can do about that. Now, what you can do something about is apartment complexes. So say you get to an apartment complex and you're given a gate code and the gate code doesn't work. Sometimes it's better to just park your car at the leasing office and just walk and take it to them, or give it to a manager in the leasing office. Sometimes they'll have a mail room in there, and sometimes these will work. You just change the option that's on there. So they'll have a recommended option. So like someone will say, I'd rather you put it on my doorstep. But if you're not able to get to their doorstep, but you're able to get to their doorman or their mail room, just make sure you take a picture to cover your butt, because if it's possible, they might say they didn't receive it and you don't want that to come back on you. So that picture will save you. It's only ever happened to me once, but like I said, it could always happen to you. I'm sorry everyone for the low light. I said I'm in my car, so I'm just using the light that's in here. There's no light outside. It feels dark even though it's morning, so hey, what can you do? But anyway, Amazon Flex is a little different from Uber and Lyft. So I prefer to do the rides where I take people from location to location. Amazon does have it to whether you could deliver food or you could deliver packages. I prefer to do the packages, but there is Amazon Fresh where you can deliver the food as well. I heard the tips are really good there. I've only done it once and I didn't get any tips. So maybe it's because it was my first time, or maybe someone was unhappy. But either way, I didn't really get any tips from that one. But with that being said, I like to do the packages. I try to always finish on time whenever I can. Like I said, there's always going to be hurdles that you run into that can delay your time, but try to finish on time. That way you're not wasting your time, and that way you're actually getting the $20 per hour. And you do have to minus the expenses you're going to incur. So the little bit of wear and tear on your vehicle, you are going to pay for some gas. Luckily, I have a hybrid, so that works out for me. But if you have a gas guzzler, it might not be for you. So you have to make that decision. Maybe try it once, and then if it's not worth it, then just try something different, because there's a lot of different gigs out there that may be better for you depending on the type of vehicle that you have. So again, once you load your car, you hit the app. The app is just a normal GPS. It's the same thing you use to get there. I always say follow the purple brick road, because it's usually purple whenever you're going to your destination. So you hit that, it takes you to your first destination. You have to find that package. If you put them in order, like I stated earlier, it'll make things a lot easier once you get there. Then after you do that, you're gonna scan the package to make sure you have the right one. If it's more than one, it's gonna say 1 of 2, and then it's gonna say 2 of 2, and it's gonna expect you to scan 2 of 2 before you're able to take it up. So then you grab all the packages that's for that location. Then once you take them I tend to take them to the front door, preferably, or a secure destination, and then they let you take a picture. So I take a picture and then I leave. Now, the only time I give them to a person usually is if they're already there waiting. Some people are gonna be looking out the window and they're like, oh, what are you doing in my yard? So you just hand it to them, and then you just, sometimes it's gonna ask for their name. So it depends on the type of package they are. You can ask their name. It's really not a big deal as long as the person received it and they were right there. And then after that, you hit complete. You slide the bottom of it, and then you go to the next ride. Now, Amazon is pretty good at budgeting their time on when they say you have a 3-hour block. So either they're going to give you a lot of packages in a short area, or they're going to give you a little bit of packages, but you may have to drive 40 minutes as soon as you get in the car. And you're going to be, I don't want you to be surprised when this happens, because the way they set it up is they try to use as much of that 3 hours as possible. Now, I have stood behind some people and seen them only get like 6 packages. And then they told me the reason they only got 6 packages is because they had to drive so far to drop the 6 packages off, that it still was almost 3 hours. So like I said, Amazon is very good at this and they know what they're doing. But I will say the great thing about Amazon is once I went to go do my route, I signed up for a 4-hour block. That's what they call them. And when I got there, I was like the last in line. I'm like, man, it's going to take me forever to get out of here. So I'm standing there. And then next thing you know, they ran out of carts. So I'm like, okay, I drove all the way here. What happens now? They were like, well, you can go home. We pay you for showing up, and then you get to go home and you don't have to deliver anything. So real easy. I made a good, I think it was $56 at the time just for showing up, and then I got to go home. And I was like, dang, I love that. But it doesn't happen often, but when it does, it is great. So again, I only do Amazon Flex once or twice a month, but I don't mind it. I just don't always want to get out of my car, because if you're doing it during broad daylight and you're not doing it in the morning like I am today, then you're in and out, you're grabbing your phone off the rest, you're putting your seatbelt on and off, you're walking from door to door. Sometimes you're going to have to put them in Amazon boxes, or you're going to have to put them in the boxes that they have on location at their apartment complex, and it'll be a code in there, like it'll be a key. and the key will have a passcode. Sometimes that'll open the gate and it'll open the mail room at the apartment complex. And don't be surprised because sometimes it doesn't work. Like I said, it's not a perfect system, but it is a good one. So again, this is the first video I'm gonna make about Amazon Flex. Feel free to try it. You won't be disappointed. You'll learn the pros and cons. It's like being a mailman pretty much. You're just delivering packages. And a lot of people like to see the packages coming because they love to get things. So it works out pretty well. So again, like, subscribe, share my channel. My name is Frankie, and thank you for watching.